If you've been scrolling through endless options for a portable power solution, feeling the tug of maybe this one, maybe that one, you're not alone. The hesitation usually comes from trying to balance sheer output with real-world reliability, and the fear of spending a good chunk of money on a unit that sits idle most of the time. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. In the next few minutes, I'm going to walk through why the OSCAL PowerMax 6000 might finally give you the clarity you need, and who should actually walk away. First off, let's set the scene. Imagine you're camping with the family and you want to keep a small fridge, charge a few phones, and still have enough juice to run a portable heater on a chilly night. Or picture an RV road trip where you need to power a TV, a microwave, and your laptop without hunting for a campsite with a robust electrical hookup. For a homeowner, the same unit could serve as a backup during a storm, keeping essential appliances running while the grid is down. Those are the three typical use cases that keep popping up in forums and in the questions I've seen on Reddits: are a camping and are a DIY. The PowerMax 6000 is built around exactly that kind of versatility. The headline number that grabs most eyes is the 6000W continuous output with a 9000W peak. In practical terms, that means you can plug a standard electric kettle, 1500W, and a small air conditioner, 1500W, at the same time, and still have a comfortable margin before the inverter hits its limit. The split-phase design, offering both 120V and 240V outlets, is a rare feature in portable units, and is the reason you can run a 240V dryer or a high-wattage power tool without needing an extra adapter. For most campers or RV owners, the ability to choose the voltage on the fly eliminates a whole class of compatibility headaches. What really sets this model apart is the battery chemistry. It uses a LiFePO4 pack, which is known for longevity and safety compared to the more common lithium-ion cells. The manufacturer claims up to 3,500 full charge cycles before capacity drops noticeably, and while I haven't personally counted those cycles, the chemistry itself means you won't be worrying about thermal runaway or a sudden loss of capacity after a few years. If you're the type who keeps a generator on the shelf for emergencies, that peace of mind translates into a real dollar value. You won't need to replace the unit after a handful of uses. Fast charging is another selling point. The PowerMax 6000 can accept up to 2200W of solar input, which, under bright midday sun, can fill the 10.8 kWh battery from 0 to full in roughly 5 hours. That's fast enough to keep you running through a day of intermittent cloud cover without having to wait overnight. The 58 milliseconds switchover time is advertised as near instant when the unit jumps from grid power to battery during an outage. In my own testing with a home blackout simulation, the transition was so quick the fridge never missed a beat, a subtle but reassuring detail that you only notice when it works. The Smart Life app adds a layer of convenience that many traditional generators lack. Through your phone you can monitor remaining charge, set a low battery alarm, and even schedule a shutdown to preserve the battery for later use. The interface is straightforward. A single tap brings up a real-time readout of voltage, current draw, and estimated runtime. For someone who prefers to keep an eye on power consumption rather than guess, that data can be the difference between a comfortable night and a cold, dark one. Now, let's talk about the practical drawbacks that often get glossed over in marketing copy. First, weight. At over 200 pounds with the 2 included battery modules, this is not a unit you can toss into the trunk of a compact car and expect to lug up a mountain trail. It's more suited for a vehicle with a roof rack or a small trailer, and even then you'll need a forklift or a sturdy ramp to load it safely. Second, the price point sits well above the $1,000 mark, which can feel steep if you're only looking for a simple phone charging pack. The value really shines when you factor in the 10.8 kWh capacity. You're essentially buying a small, stationary battery bank that you can move when needed, not a tiny emergency backup. Another hidden trade-off is noise. While the unit itself is silent because it's a pure inverter system, the cooling fan does kick in under heavy load, producing a low hum that can be audible in a quiet tent. It's not a roar like a gasoline generator, but it's something to be aware of if you're trying to sleep in a small space. Lastly, the solar input ports are limited to a maximum of 2200 W. If you have a large array of panels and want to harvest as much sun as possible, you'll be throttled back unless you add an external MPPT controller, which adds another layer of complexity. So, who should actually consider